Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol NNRX. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like through this time frame, that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then just makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis on Monday, so that is where the red and green line annotations are coming from. But after today's price movement, definitely some updates here need to be made. First thing I'm going to do is a little house cleaning, just get rid of that line down there. Sure, that level still pertains to the chart. It's just not really relevant right now. And from the presentation standpoint, I don't want to risk causing confusion because there's lines that lead to clutter all over the place. So let's try to keep this as decluttered as possible and make this as straightforward. Now, I will say from a presentation standpoint, the chart is pretty tricky to talk about because there's a lot of perspective out there. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader flipper and you bought there or you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, then yeah, from that point of view, the chart's looking pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I get it. Yeah, from the highs, there was a decent sized pullback. But from the grand scheme of it all, the price does still have an opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as higher bases are being built over longer periods of time, that's how long-term uptrends are constructed. And that's going to be the viewpoint that I'm talking about. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trader / flipper perspective going into the trade. And really the main reason why I still have no problem at all calling all of this bullish has to do with this level down here at 0.0118, which brings about our first update. And that update is based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And the reason why this level is, I'm not going to call it a must-hold level, but why it's important is, let's say that the price actually pulls back here a little bit more, goes down to that area, behaves in that manner, and then starts to work its way back upwards. What would you have in this situation? Emphasis on big picture. Well, from the big picture perspective, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have lows right there. You'd have lows right there. You'd have these lows down there. And if you picture each one of those as some bootleg stairs, then what do you have? Well, big picture-wise, you still very clearly have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. And again, that's the name of the game. That's what a truly strong move is going to do over time. It's going to make progress forward. And in this situation, these are kind of the overall progress areas to keep an eye on. Again, I'm well aware that if you're some sort of day trader flipper and you bought up around here, then yeah, you don't care about these stair steps. But that's why I try to offer up a warning that I would be commenting from the grand scheme of things viewpoint. So sure, today the price pulled back some, but stop and think about that word, today. As in 1 day, looking at multiple days, which is what we're doing here, you can see the price still has plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So let's see if the price can get that job done or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.